Hello and welcome. I'm Deborah, the creator of Spacious Planning, and today I'm going to be running through creating and ordering a new planner from So Typical Me. Now, So Typical Me is a Swedish company specialising in highly customisable planners and notebooks. This is actually the first of two review videos, so in this one I'm going to go through the customisation process. And then in a few weeks, once I get my order, I will review the planner itself. So let's start with, and that noise you may have just heard is the cat. It is not possible to shut her out. She will just scream at us. So yeah, she may sometimes join these videos. So let's start with what every planner purchase should start with, if we're not being too impulsive, my requirements. So the reason I'm buying a new planner is I want it for work. I've been using a notebook all year. It's been doing okay, but I want to try some more detailed tracking and dividing up tasks into more bite-sized chunks inspired by the Pomodoro method. I will link to a blog post about the Pomodoro method in the comments. Yeah, and I've not bought a work planner yet this year. It's August already, so excuses to buy planners, but I think it's a reasonable experiment. And I've been wanting to try So Typical Me for ages, for several years actually. And happily, they have an hourly layout, which it wouldn't work for my personal planning, but I think it'll work great for my work planning. So I guess I should say a bit about what appeals about So Typical Me. I love how customizable they seem to be. They have some fun touches like the colourful frames around the pages, which we'll see in a minute. I really like having a splash of colour in my weeks. I like the flexibility of their weekly layouts, so I should be able to create something that really fits my work planning system. And I really like the price point. They have free shipping. They are available in quite a few countries, kind of throughout Europe and North America mainly, I think. Obviously I'm on the UK side. But at that price point with free shipping, it's a relatively low risk experiment. So yeah, let's dive in. So if you're going to shop here, before you start, I recommend creating an account. It'll allow you to add your own custom dates and to save designs that are in progress. I've already logged in. So you scroll down, you decide whether you want a diary or notebook and hit get started. I want an A5 diary. And we're into the fun bit. You can change so many options. So I'm going to pick my cover first, and as well as having so they've got loads of like built-in standard covers, but they also do collaborations with artists. And I think for work, that's a really appropriate cover. And the black spiral and black band look quite nice with it. You can also upload your own photo if you want to. So kind of the sky's the limit with your cover options. I'm not going to put any date or lettering on the front, but if you do, you can, so hold on, let's change it to black so it's visible. You can move it around, you can change what it says, whatever you like, but I prefer to leave it plain, just leave the cover as it is. And then you can choose the back cover, so you could have the same image, you could have, for instance, if you just wanted a solid colour, you can have that. I'm going to pick another from the collaboration. The woman who does the coffee one that I'm using for the front does these amazing kind of whimsical animal drawings that are kind of cute. So I think I'm going to go for that one for my back cover. Then the nameplate page. I'm going to choose a flower icon for it. You can write in your name and contact details, but the script's not great and you can't change that. So I'm going to leave it blank. I'll just handwrite that when I get it. And we're straight into the weekly layout. Now, I don't actually know for sure if this means there's kind of no mini calendars or notes pages or anything up front. It might do, which doesn't really matter to me for a work planner. For a personal planner it would, because I use those in my personal planning. But we are straight into designing our weekly layout. Again, there's tons of options, so you can choose your start date. We're already in August and it takes a couple of weeks to get here by the time they've assembled it and shipped it. So I'm going to start it in September. I'm not going to try and talk through every available option, but hopefully you can get an idea of how much customization you can do just by seeing me kind of quickly select the ones I'm going for. So I am going for a vertical with my hours in place. I don't need the moon phases and I don't need evenings and holidays in my work planner. And I do want a little dotted line for breaking up the days. You can choose a solid line as well if you want something a bit stronger there. You can change between a few fonts, which is quite nice. I'm going to stick with Scribble. The reason I wouldn't use this for a personal planner is that they make Saturday and Sunday share a space. In my personal planning, my weekends are my most active time, so that doesn't really work. But for work, I work Monday to Thursday at the moment, so this is great because I'm getting like maximum column width for my work days. And I'll just use this, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as some extra note space. Let's take a quick look at some of the options. So they've got these classic layouts, which are pretty cool. They've got like a custom one specifically for exercise tracking. They've got various sort of creative layouts. So this is a little bit like a plum paper quad or a compact vertical, but a bit different. This kind of pinkish themed one. Yeah, loads and loads of stuff, but let's get back to my vertical and restore my times of day because they vanished. And this is where we get into some of the fun stuff and then into some of the really detailed customization. So the first thing we can do is we can add a frame. So let's just do that to show what it looks like. I am going to go for, I think, this one. You don't have to do this, it's totally optional. You can just skip this step. So if you like a more neutral look, you don't have to have this. I love having some colour on my weeks. I'm quite a functional planner. I don't do lots of stickers. I don't do lots of kind of creative doodles or anything like that. So for me, having the planner itself brings some colour, kind of just livens things up a bit. Then we have the option of adding day modules. So just to show you what they look like, they add to like the end of your day. So you could add like a rating for the day, and you can add up to 5 modules. So let's have a to-do. Let's have something that tracks your sleep. It's pretty cool, right? If you wanted to do really kind of detailed habit tracking, health tracking, various stats, it would work really well for that. I don't need any day modules for work, so I'm going to skip that and just keep the time available. But I am going to use the week modules. So these, again, you can add things like to-dos, you can add maybe a habit tracker if you want. I'm going to actually add graph paper there. And they do have different styles as well. So they've got like this lovely doodly style, which I think is kind of gorgeous. You know what, I'm half tempted to go for that. This is the problem with recording this video when I'm actually shopping for something. I thought I decided the options I want in advance, but I do like the look of the doodly one. Now let's stick to the plan, Deborah. I will stick with this layout. So I'm going to write my work to-dos in there. I'm going to use the graph to make a little 4-day habit tracker just for my work days. I don't need a full week habit tracker. And then the other lines, I generally like to note down any extra things I've done during the week. So I'll tick off my to-dos, but then note any extra tasks I do, and that space will be brilliant for that. I'm not adding personalised dates because it's a work planner, but if you want to, this is where you can start adding birthdays and anniversaries and so on. Monthly dividers. Now, I'm going to go with this one. You can choose to not have a monthly divider and you get more notes pages. You can choose whether or not to include your frame. I will. This is the one thing that's not brilliant about this for me. So they have these 4 options for your monthly. Now, for work, for me, that like a dashboard style layout for my month would actually be ideal. But it's a really distinctive dashboard design, like these leaves and this colour palette. So it's not going to work with the frame. And I mean, I could take the frame off, but it still doesn't really go with the other choices I've made for the planner. So I think for the sake of the look and feel, I'm going to go with that one. But I would love to see more monthly spread options, and particularly just like a really neutral dashboard option for the months. And then you can choose whether you want custom notes pages. If you don't choose anything here, you get 12 lined pages. I'm gonna go for dot grid, which they call bullet, so I'm gonna have all of them in that. But let's just take a quick look at some of the other options. So you can have graph ruled, you can have to-do lists, you can have like a contacts page. Again, you can have different kind of trackers. The 30-day challenge one appeals quite a lot. I think mindfulness, you can have like colouring pages in the back, which is quite cool. So yeah, again, loads and loads of options. But I am going to stick with dot grid for everything. And that is it. That is the planner created. Starting in September, you can go back and review your design. And yeah, let me just check I did put, yeah, everything I wanted on the week. Add to cart, and I guess this is where I should stop recording because I'm going to be entering my address and such like things. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. I don't know exactly when I'll get it or when I'll be able to review it, but hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks maybe. I should be able to do an actual review of this planner, so I'll be able to test out the paper and see how it actually is in practice. So check back for that one. See you later.